Alright, I think we're ready to...
I think we're ready. I think we have enough people in the front here.
Hello. Welcome to another episode of Not Coming Soon. This one, now depending on how we get our act together, this one's going to be coming right off the heels of posting of another episode, but it will have been quite some time between recording that previous episode. We will admit to you, it was hot.
Yeah.
The temperatures rose in California.
That's right.
We had a little. I had some technical difficulties with overheating equipment, and we lost an episode recording. So that's on me. That's on California, and really that's on the collective us.
That is on us.
So
it takes all of us.
It takes a village.
It takes a village.
But we're here now. We've got some great ideas to share with you. And
we do. Yeah.
Let's just take it away. First,
let's take it away. Yeah.
I do have to tell you that my name is Jeff Myers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and my name is Ryan Myers. And it's almost exciting to know that there is something out there in the ether. Episode 2 is out there in the ether somewhere. And that's not coming soon. That's not coming. So,
right.
That's kind of cool. But this is actual part 2 of Brood of Vipers.
Yes, part 2, Brood of Vipers Requiem.
For a dream.
Dude, I watched that.
Requiem. AVP, baby.
I watched that Requiem for a Dream the other day.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Also, I didn't know that
crazy.
song was from Requiem for a Dream. I feel like that's like an iconic song.
What's the song?
Let me...
I can't remember. I've seen it one time. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely did not know that it was from this song and from this movie, and it is all over this movie. Really not an uplifting film.
No.
Quite disturbing.
Don't. Yeah.
So
stay clean.
Stay clean.
Don't. Yeah.
Lay off the sauce.
Lay off the sauce.
Well,
speaking of Jared Leto, Joker. Am I right?
Joker. So on the docket that we have today, we were not going to discuss Requiem for a Dream. However, I do have a couple of disappointing movies that I watched.
Those are the worst.
One was Joker. Foyadu. Like what? Why do that? I think there's a lot of that movie that I'm like, why do that? Like, and there's just been weirdness around this whole press tour too, where it's like,
my gosh, yeah,
where in interviews it's like, oh, this Harley Quinn's not gonna be, she's not gonna be annoying, she's not gonna have a strong accent and be like Harley Quinn. It's like, okay, then
it's just she's not the character.
She's not the character then. Okay. All right.
Cool.
And I guess. Right, and then it's like,
whatever you gotta do.
They're singing in this. It's not a musical, and the only time that they're singing is when he wants to express himself, but he can't do it in just words, which,
right?
That's a musical.
I believe I think that's also the premise of Lyle Lyle Crocodile.
What?
Have you not seen this film?
I have not seen that film, unfortunately.
Lyle Lyle Crocodile is a crocodile. Let me get this right.
We need to be sure that we have the plot of Lyle Crocodile.
Well, no. So I wanted to make sure I get the voice of Lyle correctly.
Okay.
It is Shawn Mendes.
Okay.
And Lyle Crocodile can only communicate. And it's also unclear if people are like fully aware that he's communicating and like actually talking, or if it's just like Stewie and Family Guy, where it's like,
Okay.
So he can only communicate when he's singing, naturally.
Naturally.
And then Javier Bardem is also in it.
Wow. Now, let me ask you this. Is Lyle Crocodile, is that entirely animated, or is that...
No.
Okay.
No, that's just,
Is Lyle Crocodile the only animated character in this?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. Give it a whirl. 2022.
What a time.
I don't think this is the case, but I'm picturing them doing this via bodysuit on Shawn Mendes.
Yeah, he was running around like. Have you seen those like behind the scenes shots of Twilight with the werewolves? Where
yes,
where he's like just in like this in this like beige morph suit, and he's just like, pet me. Unreal.
Yes,
well,
I don't know if that's how they do Lyle, but it sounds like this is it. Joker is in the spirit.
Oh yeah, no.
The only way to express yourself is through song.
I left the theater from the first one, and I was like, man, that was really depressing. A really depressing story of a really depressed and mentally disturbed person that was taken advantage of and was not treated well by the world, and was forced or foisted into this position. And that is really like really depressing. And they like, I don't even know what they wanted to say in the second one. It was kind of like we're gonna enter spoiler territory right here. So if you like, if you, specifically the one person listening to this, if you do not want to be spoiled for Joker, then you can skip forward. We don't chapterize. We should chapterize. We should figure out how to do that, huh? Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, see, when you're watching a YouTube video, you like hover over to the bar, the thumbnail, or not the thumbnail, the play bar at the bottom, and it's like kind of chunked up, and you can like. Well, okay, so what you can do is, I don't know how you can do it, but what you can do is split the video up into different sections. So like you can
I do actually
identify like, in this part we're going to be talking about Joker, or in this part we're going to be talking about this. We might need to do some work on the pre-planning of the podcast to be able to like actually fully chunk it up properly.
Fully, I did.
But first I think we should learn technically how to get that feature implemented, because it's pretty helpful for me.
That's helpful. Yeah, you want to jump to the game, so you're in a time crunch. You want to jump to the connection game at the end. You can do that.
Yeah, exactly.
You're very curious to know what happens in Brood of Vipers Part 2. You go right to that.
Go straight to Brood of Vipers Part 2, Rec Room.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, okay, so all that to say, I'm going to spoil Joker a little bit. Okay, so in the sequel to Joker, you start and he's in prison, and he's in Arkham Asylum.
Why are we just picking it? Like, why are you teasing DC fans so hard? Because this is it's like they're using that character as a vehicle for, at least they had a story in the first one, but they're like, this is not a comic book movie, this is not Joker versus Batman, there's no Batman, or maybe there is I don't know, but I have not seen the second one. But
So
I just don't get. I'm confused by this.
don't worry, they address it. And let me tell you, this is not the Joker. This is an origin story of the idea of the Joker that somebody takes and then becomes the Joker. So the second Joker starts in prison. He's in prison awaiting trial for
not Arthur.
Arthur Fleck. Yes, no,
It is Arthur.
Arthur Fleck, Joaquin Phoenix's character.
Joaquin. Yeah.
He is in prison awaiting trial. And this is high level here. So he's in prison awaiting trial. He goes through the trial. He defends himself after some weirdness with the his original attorney, who I can only assume is doing this pro bono. So you go through the trial. This guy is just clearly mentally deranged, but he's also being egged on by the crowd, and he's egged on by Lady Gaga's character, who is Harley Quinn, who is not Harley Quinn,
is that her,
goes by
what's her
Lee.
Name?
Her name is Harley Quinzel. Yes.
Yeah. What are we doing here?
So he is egged on by the crowd. He's egged on by her to like play up the Joker persona, and like that is the fantasy that he lives out. And then ultimately, as he goes through the trial, like pretending to be this heightened character in almost like a defense of like, look at me, I'm crazy. I'm crazy. I have this alternate persona that did all of these things that wasn't actually me or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
At the end, he's giving his final, his closing arguments, and he just is like, actually, I'm not the Joker. That the Joker doesn't exist. I did those things. I feel bad about those things. Great, whatever. I'm sorry, whatever. That's his closing arguments. And that is when the like crowd turns on him, because they were like, this is the Joker. He's fighting the man, fighting the media, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
So the crowd turns on him. Harley Quinn turns on him, and that's it for the Joker. So he's found guilty. He's in prison, and the actual Joker, who is an insane person in this, I guess this is supposed to be the actual Joker, who's also an insane person in this Arkham Asylum, shanks Arthur Fleck, and he bleeds out on the floor to death.
Oh.
And then he sits down on the chair behind him, and you see in like not in focus him cutting the smile in his face. Yeah.
I saw somewhere that they didn't want, or I think Christopher Nolan did not want them to. They asked him if they could do it or something, because it's such a big part of Heath Ledger's Joker, the like origin of the cutting of the actual physical scars. And he was like, no. So it's good to see that they didn't listen.
Yeah. So that like takes away that showing it takes away the, not the mystery, but the like chaos and randomness from the
well, it's like
Ledger, I guess, whatever.
Yeah. Or it's until whaut knowing which story is true, at least part of you can believe they're all true.
Whatever. Well, that was it was disappointing.
Yeah.
I'll say. Just the movie overall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't win.
No. Well, the dangerous part of the first one is the support he gets for being actually insane. And I like it was a very like like powerful movie. Like I did enjoy the first one, but it's concerning thinking of the support that he gets, and then maybe not in his mind the like full consequence, or just like the kind of character that like Joker already has a kind of a weird following because it's such a beloved villain.
Yeah.
Like not a good guy, guys.
Yeah.
Played phenomenally over the years and just like has a very intense following. So this seems to play up that like now he leaves room for the actual Joker to take up the mantle. Yep. But again,
so who knows?
This is not who you want to be. This is not the role model. Oh, okay. Does he sing his closing arguments?
No. Most of the singing is in his mind.
Okay.
It is almost all imaginary. So you know that all the trailers where he's like on like a show set, like a sitcom set or whatever, not a sitcom set, like a variety show or whatever. That's all fake. Yeah. It's all in his imagination.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you see that Todd Phillips was like away on a farm during opening weekend?
I get it.
Unplugged.
I get it.
What do you do in it? Well, okay. After the first movie, or when they announced the sequel, I'm like, why? That it's just
because
like,
it made $1 billion.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm aware. Okay, I know the capitalism reason, but story-wise, where does this go? How does this go into a sequel?
Yeah.
And like as the hype approached, as this movie was coming out, I'm like, that looks intriguing. I don't know how this can be good. I feel like it can't be good, and it's not. So like, how do you, like, he must have known like from the get-go that wasn't working. Maybe not the get-go, but
yeah. Have you seen?
At what point can you just like?
There, like I think Joaquin Phoenix is very disappointed by this movie.
Yeah.
There are like interviews with him and Lady Gaga. Where I think they asked him like, so you guys have seen the completed movie now. What do you think? And Lady Gaga is just like, what do you think, Joaquin?
God,
just
that is an impossible situation. Yeah, that sucks.
And it's so weird because he won an Oscar for playing this character, and then they come back, and this obviously I would be incredibly shocked if this was nominated for anything. Yeah.
Somebody made the point that like this Oscar-winning movie for the first one, and the second one has done so horribly at the box office. It was compared to Morbius's opening weekend. Yeah. And I was like, imagine winning an Oscar, and in the sequel, you're compared to Morbius.
Like, I think like, Morbius how is that and
possible?
What's her name?
Madam Web.
There's Madam Web, Black Widow, and Scarlet Witch all in my head.
It's tough.
Because they're all like similar color schemes. They're all yeah. Well, so that was disappointing. Wolves, I understand why they put it on streaming.
Okay. So that's the one with Brad Pitt and George Clooney.
Yes.
Right?
So
I was like, straight to streaming.
Yeah, I know.
This iconic duo.
Yeah. And so far, Apple has been pretty good about putting their like original movies in theaters, like giving them shots with, I mean, 2 mixed results and 2 mixed reviews from my perspective of like, I mean, they put out Argyle, they put out Napoleon, they put out Killers of the Flower Moon, and I was like, Brad Pitt and George Clooney they're coming back together for the first time in 15 years, and you think that they can't open a box office weekend. And I get why. It was like it had so much potential, and like the conceit was so interesting. Overall, I had a decent time. Like
Okay.
it wasn't like actively bad, but it wasn't.
Yeah. Okay.
I was expecting more.
Yeah.
It it definitely it could have been more.
Yeah. Okay.
And I
Yeah.
think that's all I'll put out there on that one. It didn't have I was entertained for sure.
Yeah.
I didn't have a terrible time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it could have blown me away, you know. And
Yeah.
the
I got you.
director was John Watts, who directed the Spider-Man series.
Yeah.
The home.
Wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Tom Holland, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Did he, all of them up through No Way Home?
Yeah, I think all three of them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good for him.
So like
keep it consistent.
Yeah.
With series, please. That's what makes them feel cohesive.
Yeah. I don't know. Just could have been better. And
that's just so much money to like spend on.
I don't know how much they
these
spend
big
on it.
ticket. Yeah. It just seems so strange. I'm so confused by the streaming industry. It's so.
It was also produced by both George Clooney and Brad Pitt. Like it was like their production companies. So I don't know what the overall package. Like there wasn't that like beyond those two, there was nobody in this movie. It was.
Dude, imagine being one of those actors.
Yeah, there was there was a kid in it who did very well.
Nice.
Well, sorry, to say that there was nobody in it. Amy Ryan and Amy Ryan, is that right? No, what's her name? She is from The Office. What's her name?
What's her Office character?
Yep, I'm struggling.
Holly?
Yeah, Amy Ryan.
Okay.
And I guess Frances McDormand is on the phone. But
right on. Okay.
Other than that, there's really no it is really just them two the whole time. And this other kid who is I guess his character name is Kid.
Excellent.
So that tells you all I really need to know. But I just thought that it had much more potential than it ultimately came to. But
nice. Can I potentially put myself in some hot water with you?
Yeah.
That's similar to how I feel about Betelgeuse.
Okay. We can continue the disappointing train here.
I mean, disappointed is a strong word because I did have a good time. I was like a kid at Christmas in the intro. Like I just adored that because it was very essentially the same as you get the classic music going.
Yeah.
You have interchanges from what is a model and like you see like it's real. Like felt fantastic. I just it's hard to do a sequel 30 years later. It's hard to recapture the energy, and it felt like to me the energy wasn't totally recaptured correctly. They did parts like I love how they incorporated the lip syncing similar to how the original had it. Great parts.
Yeah.
It felt it didn't live up to my expectations. Is more so what I took from it. Not so much disappointing.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. Like, I don't know if I hold the original at the same like level as you do. Maybe I don't know. I don't get that super Halloween spirit.
Oh, okay.
So, like, I know that
Yeah.
that is I think it's a more important time for you than it is for.
I like spooky season. I did. Yes.
Yeah.
All of these movies I watch, I don't watch them till October, but I watch them all October.
Yeah.
It's a sacred time.
I don't. Yeah. It's not like I don't even know where I'm at on it. I like feel okay. I felt okay watching it. I honestly had a good time watching it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Again,
Justin Theroux.
Yes. When he comes in and like the later he's like doing ballet.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Very funny. And tell me if you think this is an unfair take.
Okay.
Did it feel like Michael Keaton was trying to play like in Beetlejuice? That's Beetlejuice. Like it's not even Michael Keaton in my head. That's Beetlejuice. In this, it felt like Michael Keaton was trying to play Beetlejuice, which is what he's doing. Like I get that, but it felt like there was that's mostly what felt off to me is him as Beetlejuice. It didn't feel as organic as it did in the first one.
I get that.
Yeah. Also, he said in the trailer, he says the juice is loose in that scene, and as the scene came up, and he said the juice is loose. Well, as it was like approaching him, like don't say it.
That's why I don't. That's why I don't trailer, man.
You don't trailer. I like thought for sure that's not actually what he said. And he said it, and I was like, God. Is that the best we could do? Like, again, I did not have a bad time. Please do not get me wrong. Laughed, cried, giggled. Lots of fun. I just wasn't quite what I wanted it to be.
It is like it's hard. It's so hard to. I can't even imagine having to go back and pick up a character that created.
Totally. Exactly.
35.
Oh my gosh.
Years ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a hard ask. It's a super hard ask. I feel like it's an even harder ask, because Beetlejuice is a crazy character that you can have you have serious cues to try to get back in touch with. I feel like Winona Ryder probably had an extremely difficult time.
Yeah,
because not only do you have to. Yeah, exactly. Not only do you have to get back into the mindset of this child, you have to accurately represent 30 years of aging and development. That's gotta be rough. Catherine O'Hara, I think, did a phenomenal job as just being her because she's also kind of a ridiculous type character. So she did great. And I'm not saying Winona Ryder did bad or anything, but that's gonna be very. She probably had a harder time getting in touch with that character than they did. Anyway.
Well,
yeah.
I think that's. I wish that I could be watching more movies, but unfortunately, there is a lot of reality TV that is coming.
Hey, good. That is also entertainment, and that's what we're about here.
That's true. So I'll let you know. We watched Selling Sunset, the latest season. Excellent, as always. and I'm currently keeping up with Love Is Blind. So
I thought you were gonna say you were keeping up with the Kardashians, and I'm like,
hey,
have you kept up with the Kardashians?
Don't knock until you try it. You know, I have never watched the show, but it's popular for a reason. It's popular for similar reasons that the other reality shows are popular. So whatever. That
is very true. That is a good point. Drop in the comments. Who likes the Kardashians? Who likes actually it's just everyone. This is an open-ended reality TV discussion.
Pop off
in the comments. Yeah. What do you like? What do you not like? Keep it clean though, okay?
Keep it clean.
So Selling Sunset.
Yeah.
Love Is Blind,
I mean that's. I don't want to give more oxygen to that than need be, but don't have a terrible time watching it. I feel like as I'm watching it, I'm hooked, and I gotta consume more. But there is a big part that's like, man, I could be watching better content, and less soul destroying. But
yeah. Hey, you got a lifetime.
you got a lifetime for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, should we
Anyway. Yeah.
talk about
I think that's it.
talk about Brood of Vipers real quick? So
Yeah.
in our lost episode, we did develop some ideas, but I have pretty much forgotten everything. So I think we can just kind of take it clean.
Okay.
But just to set the scene for Brood of Vipers, it is the conceit is that it is a bunch of a group of bandits in a Ocean's 11 type group, but there are ulterior motives for each subgroup within this group. So everybody is looking to complete this heist and then stab each other in the back. But ultimately, we've kind of sussed out in the first episode that the person who brought them all together, the Danny Ocean figure of this group, has a sub plan that is dependent on everybody trying to backstab each other to begin with. So he put this group together knowing that it was going to unravel because he had some other plot that was a different goal from the stated goal to this group.
Yep.
So
Perfection.
I think today let's maybe talk a little bit about the structure of the movie, because we had talked about in the first episode, I think, like going back and forth and not messing with time, but like doing slow reveals of portions.
Right.
I think we can mess around with that a little bit, because I don't think that is like the best way to tell the story.
Gotcha.
And then let's also talk about the heist itself and what are the two different objectives.
Right. Yep. Yeah. So I was kind of thinking, I think it's 11, pretty sure it's 11, where they're all at Ruben's house, and they're gathered in the living room, and Rusty and Danny are going over the scheme and the like blueprints of the vaults and stuff like that. I'm picturing that setting being the like jumping off point. So our main guy, our Danny Ocean figure, is describing what they're about to do, and as he's doing that, we go to each. Maybe there's a little cluster of people, but probably mostly individuals, each of them thinking, okay, they're listening to his plan, they hear his plan, and then we go to the night, and it goes the way they want it to go. Or it branches off and creates a different reality of what they all want. And so by the time you get to the main person, who oh my gosh, just drew a blank, but like the person that brought them together to do this heist, and he has this ulterior motive. By the time you get to that, you've seen so many different variations of this heist. You're like, what is going on? And then his version is so different from all of that, which is they're all trying to get in the vault. All of them are thinking of what they're going to do with the money after they get out of the vault, where he's like, the plan is essentially for them to take the rap for breaking into the vault, and I'm going to be doing something else. And so that's the other part of this.
Yes.
Yeah. Does that work as like a structure, or is that too much? Is that like
no? I think that's great. I think that's great. I like the going kind of back and forth with like projecting forward and having that group discussion where they are kind of laying out the main plan and then cutting
Yeah.
to each of the specific groups and saying
Yeah.
and having them take over the like voiceover and showing
Yeah.
what their actual plan is.
Yes.
And then maybe what we can do that round, and
Yeah.
then we can have the preparation section, a more preparation
Oh yeah.
section,
Yeah.
where there is more stuff that is revealed and character traits come forward and different motivations are unraveled. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then as we go to the actual heist, you get a third version or an additional version of like what actually
Another. Yeah.
happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And that
Um.
maybe that one is the Danny Ocean description of how things are
Yeah.
gonna go.
I think so.
So
I think he takes us home
yeah,
as the narrator,
yeah,
or maybe we just like catch up to events and it's
yeah,
like no longer narration and it's just this
yeah.
is happening.
Cool.
Um.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Nice. So
Yes.
what do we want? So I think we're leaning. This is gonna be a bank type heist. It's gonna be different than anything you've ever seen. Don't worry about that. But what is his ulterior motive here, or not ulterior motive, but his other goal? It's not to break into the vault of physical money. It's
Right.
maybe like the digital currency is a big one. Not necessarily like crypto, but like how many dollar bills do you people have? You know,
Yeah.
like most of your money is the digits that show up on your bank account on your app. So he's gonna get at that stuff.
So if what if it is like we're mixing in like the Dark Knight where they're hitting like a mob bank or whatever.
Ah, that's a jump from that makes 5.
So
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like
yeah.
the main our for lack of a better
I know. What do we
character
call this
name
guy?
yet, our Danny Ocean
Yeah,
is
yeah,
like has been burned by this mob. Like he is a member of this group and has somehow
yeah,
been like passed over for some either passed over for a promotion or being told like you're gonna have to take a fall and go to prison or something.
yeah.
And he has decided no, that's not actually how we're gonna do things. I know I know things. I know how this group operates. I know where the
Yeah.
bodies are buried and the dollars are hidden.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna hit this bank, but I like your like digital aspect of it. So like, what if the main target that is shared with the group is the physical money that's in the bank, like you said,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
the real crown jewel is the network of money
Right.
through the different offshore accounts and whatever.
Yeah.
And so the secret objective is to trigger some sort of security protocol by having
Yeah.
a heist or somebody trying to rob their bank, and that triggers some sort of procedure that
Yeah.
enables him to go in and like in the process of trying to lock down these accounts, he knows when to step in to that
Yeah.
process and be able to move everything around.
What if he was the mob's money guy, and
Hey,
then this new up and coming young snot nosed NBA kid comes in and is essentially taking his job, and
yes.
they kind of like they oust him for that. They're like, you're not involved anymore. So he knows, okay, if this bolt gets triggered, they're going to send this guy to do, and then like I'm picturing like some sort of like retinal scan or like finger touch or whatever. He knows exactly like the way they're going to come do this, and usually the thing to do is as the bank's being robbed, they send the money, they dump it elsewhere, they get it out of whatever network that bank is involved in.
Yeah.
So he is ready for that. That guy comes in, does his scan or whatever, and now he's in.
Yeah. Sweet. No, I like that a lot. Yeah. So we have to. Yeah, I like that. So we have
Nice.
somebody who has come in, changed the way that they do things, moved on from his old school ways or whatever, and that has exposed.
Yeah. But better yet, it's not necessarily he knows the protocols because he did them or put them in place. It's because he's at the meetings where this kid's like, all right, we're going all digital. If this happens, I'm gonna go in and move the money myself.
Yeah.
And it's it's all, none of this cold hard cash, dinosaur age mob money nonsense.
No, I like it.
And then that,
sweet.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's.
Yeah, and then he gets the dough.
Yeah, so he does.
There we go.
Yeah, I think we're golden, dude. I think maybe
Yeah.
maybe for part 3 we talk about some casting and how we end it.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right.
Nice.
Well,
came together. Very nice.
Came together very nice. Do you?
I mean, we did have.
Yeah, we did have a dry run,
advantage.
I guess.
Are you guys impressed by the acting? We had actually come up with most of that last time. we got.
That's why it
felt genuine. Yeah,
as non-cogent as it was in this iteration. Imagine how it was the first time we said it.
Yeah, that's probably, if you're like, wow, that's coming together quicker than usual. That'd be why. So tell your managers and acting coaches that we're available for parties, because that was seamless, I guess.
Well, do you have a connection for me, and then we can get out of here?
Yeah. What was do you remember what it was last time? I don't remember even what I said.
Oh, yeah. You made me do like Freddie Highmore. Don't do Freddie Highmore.
Oh, Freddie Highmore to... Oh, I don't remember.
It's like Benicio del Toro or something.
Yes, it was. It was Benicio del Toro.
I'm sorry.
All right, I need you to connect... Yeah, okay. Can you connect for me Michael Keaton?
Okay.
With Benicio del Toro.
Michael Keaton to Benicio del Toro.
Yeah.
Can I do through Brothers?
I'm gonna say no. Sorry.
That would have been so easy. Let's see.
What would you?
I would have done Michael Keaton's in Beetlejuice with Alec Baldwin, whose brothers with Stephen Baldwin, who's in Usual Suspects with Benicio.
Ooh, that would have been good.
Let's see though. Michael Keaton shares a last name with the character Dean Keaton, who's in The Usual Suspects with Benicio del Toro.
I'm unfortunately going to have to veto that one, too.
Okay, fine.
Split hairs out of you.
Come on. I can do this. No problem.
That's what these are the most frustrating ones, where you're like, oh yeah, your brain almost wants to just do it immediately, or like you think there's a one jump, and then the deeper you go, the harder it gets. I feel like that's how that always goes. You'll like say it, and I'm like, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I could MCU this.
You could.
I don't want to MCU this.
you could MCU this right now.
Yeah,
Like,
I could MCU
okay.
this right now. I could absolutely, yeah, 100%. Easy,
Okay.
easy peasy. I could MCU this like that.
Okay. How would you MCU this?
Well, first of all, they're both in the MCU. So I would say if I wanted to go full MCU, I would say that Michael Keaton is in Spider-Man: Homecoming with
Oh
Tom
my
Holland.
god! Totally out of my brain. Oh my gosh. Okay.
And
wow. Yeah, that was
follow
just
that
wrong.
thread.
Yeah.
But I could also do.
Ouch.
Michael Keaton is in The Other Guys with Samuel L. Jackson, who's in Avengers and Infinity War with Benicio del Toro.
I think we can also do it, like, if it's clear, we can just say the MCU. You know? Samuel L. Jackson is in the MCU with Benicio del Toro.
But I don't want to do that. All right, I'm just gonna spin a web.
Just go.
Benicio del Toro is in Sicario with Josh Brolin. Josh Brolin is in No Country for Old Men with who do I want for that?
You can get there with this.
With Javier Bardem. Javier Bardem is in what is Javier Bardem in? He is here we go.
Yep.
Oh, that gets me back to Benicio del Toro. Javier Bardem is in Lyle Lyle Crocodile with Shawn Mendes. He is in what?
What's Shawn Mendes in?
I don't know.
Wise.
I'm just I'm not going that route. It's Javier Bardem.
Okay.
Javier Bardem.
Yeah.
Javier Bardem is in Being the Ricardos with Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman is in Days of Thunder with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Cruise is in Edge of Tomorrow with Emily Blunt, who's in Sicario. Back to Benicio del Toro. What the heck is Michael Keaton in? Michael Keaton. I got it.
Huh?
Okay.
All right. Yep. Here we go.
Michael Keaton is in Birdman
Birdman.
with Emma Stone,
Nice.
who is in The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield.
Nice. Outside the MC. Kind of. Yeah.
Kind of. Adjacent.
Okay.
It's The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, who is...
Sony's The Amazing Spider-Man.
Sony's The Amazing Spider-Man. And he is also in The Social Network with
Nice.
Justin Timberlake, who is in
Nice.
Reptile with Benicio del Toro. A Netflix
Wow.
film, a very forgettable Netflix film from 2 years ago.
Well, I don't think I ever watched it. I did hear about
I don't highly recommend it.
Yeah. Except for in situations like this.
Exactly.
Then
The depth of knowledge is there. It's very helpful.
Nice.
How did you complete this? Sir?
So I went. Michael Keaton is in Batman 1989.
Okay.
With Jack Nicholson, who is in The Departed, with Leonardo
Nicole Kidman
DiCaprio.
is in the second Batman with.
Oh yeah.
Right? She's in that one. Is she in, no, she's in Batman
Is
Forever. Or she's in one of the Batmen from the 90s, I think. Not that one.
Yeah.
Not
Okay.
that one.
Okay. Jack Nicholson is in The Departed with Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo DiCaprio is in What is Eating Gilbert Grape with Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp is in... Where did I start? I started at Michael Keaton. Johnny Depp is in Dead Men Tell No Tales with Javier Bardem. Well, oh, wait, no, my bad. Johnny Depp is in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas with Benicio del Toro.
Nice.
But then from Javier Bardem,
You could
how'd you get to
also
Javier
do it.
Bardem?
You could do Javier Bardem is in No Country for Old Men with Josh Brolin, who's in Sicario with
Yeah.
Benicio del Toro.
Yeah.
Well,
Javier Bardem, is also in Lyle Lyle Crocodile, as previously mentioned.
well,
Speaking of Lyle Lyle Crocodile, these movies came out around the same time, so I think of them in the same vein when they could not be further from the truth. Have you watched Marcel the Shell with Shoes On?
I have not. It's on the list.
Holy dude, hard. Watch it. Holy God. You're like, why is this an A24 movie? And they let you know.
All right. It's on the list.
It's not like crazy. It's not like psychotic or anything.
Is it
it's
gonna make
like,
you cry? Probably.
Yeah, like harder than you're expecting.
Oh man. All right.
But it's also just good. It is so freaking cute. It's like nuts.
I'll check it out.
Impeccably done.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
All right.
I think that's going to do it for us.
Yep.
Thank you for taking this journey. And
Much appreciated.
This episode probably didn't come soon. The next episode probably won't come soon, but we appreciate your fandom. We appreciate your loyalty.
Yes.
And we genuinely hope you get to where you're going. I have been Jeff Myers.
I've been Ryan Myers. And tell your friends. Because we don't want to tell ours, so the only way that other people will listen to this is if you tell your friends. So tell your friends.
Yeah.
Not coming soon.
Yeah.
It's a blast. It's a blast. Share the wealth.
Bye. Bye. Have a great day, everyone.